Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Time to win. Golden words said by Dale Carnegie, which I liked. Dr. Ravish Tandon. Your victory is waiting here. Just step in. The telephone representative listened and said yes and sympathized with his grievance. He raved on and I listened for nearly 3 hours, the troubleshooter said as he related his experience before one of the author's classes. Then I went back and listened some more. I interviewed him 4 times, and before the fourth visit was over, I had become a charter member of an organization he was starting. He called it the Telephone Subscribers Protective Association. I am still a member of this organization, and so far as I know, I am the only member in the world today besides Mr. Dash. I listened and sympathized with him on every point that he made during these interviews. He had never had a telephone representative talk with him that way before, and we become almost friendly. The point on which I want to see him was not even mentioned on the first visit, nor what it was mentioned on the second or third. But upon the fourth interview, I closed the case completely. He paid all his bills in full, and for the first time in the history of his difficulties with the telephone company, he voluntarily withdrew his complaints from the Public Service Commission. Doubtless, Mr. Dash had considered himself a holy crusader defending the public rights against callous exploitation, but in reality, what he had really wanted was a feeling of importance. He got this feeling of importance at first by kicking and complaining, but as soon as he got his feeling of importance from a representative of the company, his imagined grievance vanished into thin air. One morning, years ago, an angry customer stormed into the office of Julian F. Detmer, founder of the Detmer Woolen Company, which later became the world's largest distribution of woolens to the tailoring trade. This man owed us a small sum of money, Mr. Detmer explained to me. The customer denied it, but we know he was wrong, so our credit department has insisted that he to pay. After getting a number of letters from our credit department, he packed his grip, made a trip to Chicago, and hurried into my office to inform me not only that he was not going to pay that bill, but that he was never going to buy another dollar's worth of goods from the Detmer Woolen Company. I listened patiently to all he had to say. I have tempted to interrupt, but I realized that would be bad policy, so I let him talk himself out. When he finally slimmed down and got in a receptive mood, I said quietly, the magical sentence you should spell daily in life to achieve success. I will do it. Only I can do it. Please subscribe our channel and click on the link given in this description box to listen this full chapter voice in a single clip.